Alright, y'all. Today's the big day. Going to pick my truck up. Getting tired of seeing this fence and everything in the background. Gonna start seeing a seat. Let's get it. Alright, we are recording. Welcome to the first drive of the truck. This is literally the first drive. I haven't driven it at all. Let's go. I'm gonna take it up here and do a slight turn so that way I can get on this gate a little easier. I don't know how to tell you how weird this is. Not only is it going from a Peterbilt back to a Freightliner, and the feel is totally different, but it's also just doesn't feel like it's actually happening. It's so unreal. I wonder if I can get up this way, actually. And for those that don't know, this is currently the SFI location in Phoenix. So, no, can't get up that way. Steering, just everything is so much more smooth than the Peterbilt. Hold that. Try to keep. Is that good? Try to cut that part out if I remember. But the AC is yet to be determined. I don't know if it's just because it's been just sitting here idling, or if it will be better once we hit the road. Still uncertain on that part, but you guys are along for the first ride. If you are planning on coming to SFI, I hate to do this shameless plug, but if you want to, hey, look right there. Look at the trailer.
Where's that? What place is that?
I don't know. But if you are planning on coming to SFI for a truck, I hate to do the shameless plug, but it helps me out if you add me as a referral and ask for Mr. Clovis Clough. I'm sorry if I pronounced that or butchered that name, but that is the gentleman that you have to go through. So you ask for him first and let him know that I'll give you my truck information or my truck number or something like that, so that way you guys know what number to put in. So that way they know how to identify which person is sending you off. This is it, y'all. It's finally happening. Told y'all big plans were coming. Here we are. Not sure if I want to go left or not. See how the traffic is. And we're gonna be waiting either way. Looks like I can't see because fucking Bob's barricades.
I can kind of see it. I don't know. I think you're clear on this side.
Oh look, orange light. Tells me that there's a car next to me. Blind spot sensor. Sorry, it's gonna take a little getting used to. I'm wearing different shoes as well as I haven't been in a Freightliner in a while, so it might be a little jerky at first. Also, Kylie's sitting in the passenger seat, so it might be bouncing a little bit or whatnot. But
Ooh, that's loud.
annoying. Like I said at the start, I'll do a complete look over of the truck before we even add anything in when we get home. So that way you guys can see the truck. And we don't have to spend weeks trying to organize everything and all that stuff and you guys not be able to see the interior. Yeah, there's 1,347 miles on the truck. I'm pretty sure that's the reason for that is it was the pull truck, so it pulled all the other vehicles here. Or I should say all the other trucks here. It was the main tug truck. Yeah, it's gonna take a little getting used to. It's definitely reacts differently than what the Peterbilt did. Also, no more 55 or 65 miles per hour. I'm actually able to do the speed limit now. Not saying I'm going to do the speed limit. Like if it's 80 miles an hour, I'm probably not going to be doing 80 miles an hour. It's just not comfortable to do that in a truck in the first place. Need to relearn all the controls here. I forget how to set it into, oh, never mind. Boom. Cruise control.
Pointless. That was actually pretty loud.
I know. It sounds so much louder than
It's not as much of a pussy horn.
Forgot to test all that stuff. I'm glad I did it within the 3 days.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, SFI. I'm going to leave all of this in so you guys get the genuine, what the fucking shit. I already don't like the sensors. I'm leaving everything in so you guys can see the genuine review or whatever you want to call it. This location, I'm not sure about how North Carolina or Wisconsin is, but this location I was just at, super down to earth, super chill people. They explain everything in fine detail, but not over explain it to where you don't understand. So they're here to help you, basically. And like I said, they're all respectful, and they'll make sure you understand something before you sign it. That's what the main key is they want to make sure you know what you're getting into, you know what you're signing for, before you get into a legal binding contract to where you are going to be owing money, and a lot of it. Because while at the end of the day,
Oh, yes.
they want their money, but they also want you to make money, so they want you to fully understand what's going on. Yeah, it's not the beep, 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 beep shit.
And they also included me, and I'm not even a driver.
Yeah, Kylie's not even a driver, you guys know this. And They gave her a duffel bag with a vest, a mug, a hat, the duffel bag. Like, they literally gave her all the same gear that I got, which is really cool because she's not even a driver and they didn't even know she was coming. And they still gave it to her anyway, which is really awesome.
And I'm allowed to call.
And yeah, she's allowed to call on my behalf to speak to my AA or account administrator. That's the term. So AA is account administrator. That's the person that you will be solely assigned to. Mine is Clovis. If you go through my truck number that I give you guys, I'll probably put it in the description of the videos and stuff like that so you guys know. You will be assigned Clovis as well.
One thing I've noticed.
First freeway stint.
So there's sticky tape. Oh, on the window here.
Yeah, that's because they had to put like the registration or the temporary thing to be able to haul it from Mexico to here.
So we'll just have to take that off.
It's gonna be a lot of weird things. Not used to it. This thing feels so much different than the Peterbilt.
Is it different?
Like, it's uncomfortable because I'm not used to it, kind of thing. Once I, do a few hundred miles or whatever, I'll be good. So yeah, I'll try to get everything out of the way now because I might not record as we're going to the house, like close to the house, because obviously I don't want all of the internet to know where I live. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions about the entire process with SFI, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. If you look at my last videos, I had someone asking me about Prime. Prime is a great company to start with. They're a great starter company. I answered every question that the guy asked in the comments there, so if you have any questions about Prime or their process, or SFI or their process, I'll release another video as well of where I'm going to be leasing onto. Had to beat me to it. Just slam on his brakes if the other guy's going the same speed as I am. I just realized we're only doing 45 miles per hour. But so is this guy, so it's like, but yeah, so any process, I'll tell you guys what carrier I'm going to be leasing under on the next video or something like that, I think, because that's obviously going to be the next in the series, besides the truck tour, which I might do in this video or I might not. I'm not sure. This might just be the first drive and my initial thoughts of the company and all that stuff. SFI. Huh?
I have a suggestion.
What?
I think you should do one video just based on SFI, like the things we didn't know that we
I'm gonna mention all that stuff.
Just dedicated to that, because I know that would have been helpful when we were, searching.
Yeah.
Like, Google and stuff. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey man, I just got up to 70 miles an hour without having to go down a hill. What I will say is if you're getting it anytime soon from SFI, the wait is about 3 to 4 months before you will even have a chance of getting a truck at the moment. It's not SFI's fault. Don't cuss them out. Don't give them a hard time. It's not their fault. That's literally every manufacturer as of the September 13th of 21. All the manufacturers are at the very least, 3.5 months behind at the moment. So expect a wait. What I would do if you have the money set to the side and you're ready to do it, put it up front now, because you will have about 3.5 to 4 months, maybe longer. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, or maybe shorter, because they might be catching up by the time you apply. But what I would do is I would put down my security deposit or my down payment. If your security deposit and your down payment are the same thing, you put your security deposit in to hold your line or your place in line for the truck. You once you go in and you actually pick your truck up, they use that money as your down payment. You don't have to put anything extra down. And this is strictly if you're going to a different carrier. With Schneider, I don't know how it works. And especially with other carriers, I don't know how it works besides the one I'm going to. I know every carrier is different. She said it can range from $1,000 of a deposit up to $15,000 of a deposit that you have to put down, depending on the carrier you're going to. For where I'm going to, it was $3,400 down.
For this truck?
Yeah, for this truck, which is a 2022 Freightliner Cascadia 126. The color is charcoal. It's brand new. It's brand new. It only has 1,000 miles on it.
Oh, I said basic. Basic premium.
Oh yeah, it's the basic, not the premium version. If you get the premium, the down payment or the security deposit for that truck, it's like $5,500 for me. I don't know how it will be for you. Don't quote me on that. It might work different from individual to individual or from carrier to carrier, depending on where you're going. So don't quote me on that. That's what my experience is it was $3,400 of a security deposit and a down payment for the 2022 Freightliner Cascadia, going to the carrier I'm going to, and for the basic model of the truck and the color. There's no real other hidden fees through SFI. They'll break down. They had us in there for 2 hours, breaking down the entire lease agreement with you there, and they literally break it down for you and make sure that you understand before you sign. They'll hand you the packet. Don't start signing stuff until they actually play the video or you know exactly what you're signing, because it is a contract. It is a legal binding contract, and I will tell you now, the prices of breaking your contract, I do not recommend. Just right off the bat, breaking your contract, I think it was $500?
I don't know.
$500 of a lease termination. That's just the termination part, right? Say they're ripping your contract up. It's no more. You got to bring the truck back. And that's what leads me to the next thing. This is where it gets pricey. If you do not return the truck to one of their qualified locations, their SFI locations, you don't go to the Phoenix one, the Wisconsin one, or the North Carolina one, they will charge you $2,000 right off the bat to relocate the truck from where you are to their terminal or to their yard. $2,000 right off the bat. Any damages to it, you will pay for it. And this will affect you. It is a legal binding contract, and you've got to pay it. Obviously, they might work out with payment plans or whatever. Maybe you're going through a hard time, something like that. Who knows, right? You just got to talk to your account administrator and figure all that stuff out. But if you return it back to the location, there's no damages. It'll probably be, on the low end, obviously $500 to break the lease agreement. But it could be more. You know, it just really depends on you, your situation, your relationship with SFI, the reason for breaking the contract. Just there's a whole list of things. It's the truck industry, you just never know. So with all that out of the way, I hope I explained it in detail and good enough. If you have any questions about that part, leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them for you. But like I said, they were all respectful, super cool people. Made sure that you knew exactly what you were doing, exactly what you were signing, and had us out in about, what, 3 hours? Roughly. And it was my fault because I didn't actually get the insurance until I arrived, which took a little bit of extra time.
We got there at 7:30 a.m. and then we left around 11. So it was quite a while, but it went pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, and part of the reason is because I didn't have my insurance figured out. Or I had it figured out, I just didn't go through with it yet. I went with the temporary policy through True North with my truck VIN number and the price of the truck and my driving record and all that stuff in mind. It'll differ from person to person. If you have tickets, obviously your insurance is going to be way more. If not, obviously you'll be good. What the AA or account administrator that was working with us today was saying is True North is kind of anal, for lack of a better word, on if you have tickets or accidents or anything on your MVR, they might not even work with you. But that's who I went through. I can say for sure I have a ticket on my record. I don't remember how long ago I got it. I think it was over 3 years, so that's probably why they didn't look at it. But I do have a ticket on my record.
It wasn't a personal.
And it was in a personal vehicle, so I don't know if they look at per vehicle or the way you're doing it or whatnot. But yeah, so yeah. If you guys have any questions or anything about the SFI lease or the contract, or I mean, I probably won't go too in depth about the contract because by the time you see this, it might be completely different than what you're signing. So I won't say too much about that. You need to go through and read it yourself because it is a legal binding contract and you've got to take that stuff seriously. So just remember that. But yeah, I'll leave it here. I might just put this video out as just the initial first drive. My thoughts on it. Love the truck so far. Like I said, I was a little uncomfortable to get started right now, just because I'm not used to the Freightliner anymore. I drove Peterbilt for a year and a half, so it's just going to take a little getting used to. But all around, there's no damages to the truck. It works perfectly fine, and they actually do a DOT inspection before you even come pick it up. They give you a chance to fill out a form if you do notice anything messed up, and they'll either fix it or they won't charge you when you bring the truck back. So that's good.
The tail light's fixed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They must
turned
have
on.
they must have went out there and fixed it
Yeah.
while we were inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's all I got, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.